Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the McGilli-Park podcast. My name is Alexander Maguire. Joining alongside me, as always, is my friend and former teammate at Waterloo United, Liam Gilliland. Now, it has been a while since we've done these. A lot has happened. So we've
Technical
got a lot to
issues,
talk.
life. Yes,
Yes,
very
yes.
frustrating, but we are still alive. We're still here. We're still kicking.
And as they say in show business, the show must go on. So, yeah, as I say, we've got a lot to pack in. We've got a review of the World Cup, a look ahead to the upcoming season, plans for the World Cup in the future of it. I mean, woof,
Where'd you start?
I think we ought to start with the World Cup, like the review of the World Cup, because obviously England losing against Argentina, not ideal. I mean, you know, but we got the game that we wanted. It just wasn't the final, in the
Yeah,
sense that England against France was one of the best games of the tournament.
that was
I
better than
loved
the
it.
final. It
Yeah.
really, really was. Imagine that was the World Cup final, how much that would have generated, etc. And
Oh,
and it was one of those things. Watching that England France game, it was just sort of like, where was that against Argentina when it really, really needed that.
yeah.
But you can't take away credit. It was the French and how good they are, and I couldn't believe how we played. Really, I thought we made it a
No.
bit hard for ourselves at points, especially in the second half. We invited them back in, I felt, but ultimately we got the job done and third place.
Yes, best finish since 1966, which coincidentally, today, the 30th of July, 1966, is the 60th anniversary of England winning the World Cup. Today,
Is that today, the 30th of June? Jeez, did not know that.
1966, 30th of July, 1966, 60 years ago today, football came home. So happy anniversary, everybody. Let's hope it's not another 6 years before it comes home. But yeah, best game of the tournament for me, World Cup wise, Argentina, Cape Verde. Loved it.
Yeah.
And England against France in the bronze medal match.
Is it?
Um,
Yeah, I think Spain and Cape Verde for me.
ooh.
The
I
0-0.
mean, it was a brilliant tournament,
Mm.
fantastic tournament. Um, and there is talk about extending it to 64 teams. So whoever watched our podcast when I mentioned, can we expand it, must have obviously listened.
They listen to you and the wonderful words of wisdom coming from Mr. Alex.
Can we expand it? And there is talk of it to 64 team
Yeah.
in 4 years' time. Um, Now, staying with the World Cup, there's been a lot made about its future, particularly plans to sell off some of the stakes in the tournament. Uh, I'm dead set against that idea. It's like what happened with the European Super League thing, but this is you're messing about with the world's biggest tournament.
Yeah, I totally agree.
No, not for me. Thank you very much. The World Cup is sacred.
Give
Uh,
just for the viewers, give context. Exactly are they wanting to change?
so they're wanting investors to have a piece of the action, basically. Um, it's to selling off the commercial rights for $20 billion, which is what, £15 billion. Um, to me, it sounds like, oh, it's the World Cup sponsored by da di da di da. It's not going to be called the FIFA World Cup. It's going to be the one of the investors mentioned was JP Morgan.
Hmm.
So it would sound like JP Morgan FIFA World Cup. No, that to me is like sponsoring all the majors in golf, all the majors in
Selling the
tennis,
soul, isn't it? It's selling the
and
soul of the sport.
yeah, and
Yeah, it can't
selling
happen.
the soul of what essentially is one of the crown jewels of world sport.
You
Now, there are certain events in this world, like the Grand National Horse Race or the Formula One, that maybe do need to be sponsored, like, oh, it's the Heineken British Grand Prix, or
You think how expensive the tickets were to go watch a game of football in the World Cup?
well,
And
that's
yet
yeah.
they sold out every time. And then you think because how many games there were and how often it was taking place, I think it was estimated around 10 billion they made. So of course now they're saying, oh, we want a piece of the action. We want involved in this. They're trying to also make it so the World Cup's a yearly event every couple of years instead, or it's
Yeah.
not 4 years, it's every 1 or 2 years, which I think is completely nonsense because the reason that the World Cup because
But it,
they're basically saying like players like Harry Kane, other top players, you'll see more of them in these tournaments. But I think the unique thing about these tournaments is the fact that they are only every 4 years. That's what makes
mm,
them so prestigious, and that's why I think what makes it so valuable as well, and why it means so much. If you're playing it every single year, you lose that
well, you
notoriety.
lose the Euros for a
Yeah,
starter.
that exactly that. So with the Euros, we'd be completely wiped off then after that.
Yeah,
But it's just
completely. Or the Copa America, or wherever it is. I mean,
but it loses
why?
the value if it's every year. That's what makes it so
Yeah,
prestigious.
yeah. I mean, it's like having an Ashes series in cricket every year. The novelty will wear off.
Hmm.
I mean, there is nothing for me. Nothing is sacred
Hmm.
anymore in this world, and sport is suffering. Who, at the end of the day, makes sport what it is?
Yeah.
It is people like you and I.
Without fans, you're nothing.
Exactly. And and this goes to grassroots level as well. When you and I played at Waterloo United, some of the best memories I've made in life. It You learn a lot from being part of a team. I don't care what level you're at in any sport, but you take that away, it's becoming more and more elite.
Hmm.
Now I know sport is sometimes not accessible for everyone, but predominantly it's mainly an accessible thing. If you take away that because of greed, no, thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's such a sad thing as well, just because obviously this is the way it's going. I mean, as you say so, not so long ago, look at the Europeans, the Super League they were trying to create as well, and look at the uproar that caused with
Yeah.
fans and where that was going. And I think it's just sad because I think I feel like there's going to be this uproar again. I feel like they're going to genuinely be serious to trying to get this to the next stage. I do worry that we're going to have an outburst as it is. I love the concept of adding more teams into it. I think it's a great idea,
Mm.
but to then try and say it's going to be every other year or every year, I think it's just ludicrous. I think it's ridiculous. Like that's what makes these tournaments so special, as I say. And I just think money it's the way of the world, though. I mean, it's the football is a beautiful sport, but it's just got for me, it just seems to be getting more and more. I guess corrupt might be the right word.
I mean, the UEFA are already having an emergency meeting, and potentially maybe boycotting. I mean, imagine a World Cup like without any of the European teams. I mean, FIFA are going to have to think because Spain is a European team,
Spain,
and
France,
congratulate,
England,
yeah,
Germany,
Spain, yeah, and
Italy, if
they're
they get
some of
in.
the big guns
Hmm.
who have won the World Cup. That's been part of the fabric of their history.
Hmm.
No,
I
not
don't
happening.
think it'll come to that. I mean, like, I
No,
can
I don't
see
think it
why. I
will.
can see why,
I
but
hope
yeah,
not.
for me, being brutal with it, it's all just with money and greed, isn't it? There's
It
never enough.
is.
There's enough money for everyone in the world, but there's never enough to satisfy someone's greed. And I think this same concept applies in the essence of football here. And it's a shame, really.
But there we go. What will be on that
Say la
one.
vie.
Yes. Apparently, there's also World Cup spin-off plans. Now I don't really know much about this one, but what would the spin-off be? Because there's that many tournaments that FIFA have. They've got the Intercontinental Cup, you've got the Club World Cup, you've got all the junior and the women's events in FIFA. You've got the Women's Club World Cup. Um, I mean, where does it end? I mean, well, I tell you what, if FIFA want a World Cup spin-off, why don't they have a Sunday League World Cup? I'd come
There
out of
won't be as much
retirement for
money,
the
mate, unless there's
no,
dollar
but
signs coming out of
I
it.
tell you what, I'd come out of self-retirement for that one. Represent England. I
I
really would.
like for example, do you remember what was it? Was it called the FIFA Club World Cup, which was the summer? Was it last summer or the summer before?
Yeah,
That
last
I thought
summer.
was completely pointless as well. That was, I
Ah,
know it was £100 million to win for football clubs if they win that friendly, but I thought that I didn't agree with that because I think what's so important for football is that they have a rest. Some footballers just have never stopped, and I get it because look, if you love what you do, that's absolutely fun. I'm sure that you'll just get along with. But I just think, like I remember when Messi and Ronaldo refused to play it because obviously one, given their age, but two, it's the fact that they felt so important to have that few weeks off just for their
yeah,
own mindset as well. And I think that should apply to a lot of footballers. And I just think that I don't. It just feels like it's so money orientated, and I do feel
it
maybe
is.
not necessarily even in the World Cup, but we will see a change at some point in the way that football in itself is structured. I do feel we'll see a change. Like, for example, that Super League didn't work out. I'm sure they'll find some way of doing it, and we will just all go along with it. I mean, look how everyone uproared about the ticket prices and stuff at the World Cup, but yet every seat was sold and everyone turned up. It's that
Well, it was
I
the
think it could be the same
yeah,
principle.
it was the highest attended World Cup in World Cup history. One of the games reached 1 million total. This is 1 million total capacity over the first few games of the tournament. I mean, wow.
Damn.
Um, four of those were full capacity.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, in that sense, the success of the tournament is there. But you can't just leave it at that. FIFA don't seem, like you say, greed. FIFA don't seem satisfied at leaving it at that and making it better.
Mm.
But anyway, we shall see.
I agree.
Speaking of FIFA and greed and corruption and everything else, apparently Argentina are being under investigation by their antics for not just the England game or what happened after the final tournament.
Rightfully so.
Oh God, there is an absolute God. It's about time.
Would just for the viewers explain it. Why are they being investigated?
Well, because in no uncertain terms, after the Spain game with the World Cup final, they were not very gracious in defeat. They started punching and assaulting some of the Spanish players, and they lifted a banner at the end of the England semi-final, laying claim to the Falkland Islands. Um,
Yeah.
and just for context, I read this up, and I want to get my history correct here. Britain has owned the Falkland Islands since 1690, before Argentina was even a country.
Mhm.
So I may stand corrected, but that's what I read on very reliable sources. And
ChatGPT?
no BBC News when the article was there.
I
Yeah,
think I'm
it
just pleased to
just got
see.
too heated, and um, and then justice was served in a way 2 days later when the England rugby boys beat Argentina in Argentina.
I'm
That
pleased
makes
to
us
see
all
that it's
feel
been
better.
investigated because I just think in football that I just feel like a line was crossed really. And the thing is,
Oh,
and this is the thing as well, because I feel like at the 2022 World Cup, I feel like everyone wanted Argentina to win it because of Messi, and which they
yeah,
did. But I just feel like they have, as a team, as a collective, just let themselves down the way that they've carried themselves. Like,
yeah,
and the thing is, I don't understand. It's not like they need to do this as well, given that they're the last World Cup champions as well. So I don't really understand. Now, I understand that Argentina, and I do feel like this is a bit of a thing with South American teams in general, is that they have that aggressiveness about them when they play. They have that thing they want to get under your skin. They want to wind you up. That's the way they
well,
play. Do you remember
yeah,
England Colombia in 2018 World
yeah,
Cup? I remember
yeah,
that
and
distinctly. Yeah,
Paraguay, France in this tournament as well. I
yeah.
mean, how both teams didn't have go down to 9 or 10 men is beyond me.
It's the same principles that they do it, but I just feel like Argentina crossed the line with it. There was no need. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing. And the other thing I don't understand is now look, unless Lionel Messi is to come out and say, I had no part of this, I don't know. Sorry, I have no idea why they've done this. And fair enough, but as a captain, I don't see how he wouldn't know that they were going to do that. I just,
Well, there
it could,
was,
there's no, I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, look, I could be wrong, but I just felt if you're going to do something like that, you're going to speak to your captain first, say, look, this is the flag we've got. I just wonder how he would have reacted to that. And I just felt if he did know, and maybe he didn't, but if he did, surely you say this
Well,
just isn't appropriate.
in the changing rooms, they were all singing anti-English songs as well, from what I read.
Hmm.
I mean, if that's not inciting trouble, I don't know. And half of that Argentinian team, I might add, play in this country, so watch out where your bread's
Well,
buttered.
well, that's the thing. So Martinez and McAllister have both had to have security now wherever they go because of it. And they've had trouble apparently. I know that's just gossip. The
Well,
security bit I think is real because they're coming out with guards around them. And it's sort of like, what did you expect?
well, reap what you sow. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're going to do something as stupid and stunt, not even stunt worthy, it makes you look like a complete moron. If you're going to do that, and Sergio Romero as well for Tottenham, Lissandro Martinez, okay, he's a United player, but I lost a lot of respect for him after he did that, and that hurts me to say as a United fan. But he is going to have a blinder for me to forgive him in the first 5 games of this season. He's going to have to pull out something from the fire for me to gain respect for him. Because if he doesn't, I mean, if I was Michael Carrick, I would have been straight on the phone to him and say, "What the blah 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 blah." No uncertain words. What the hell are you doing?
Do you think Carrick would? Because obviously, if he wants to try and keep Martinez on side, maybe Carrick's better to not say anything unless other players, English players at Manchester United, are offended by it. Is the only thing I would say. Because obviously, he
Well,
needs to think
yeah,
about
but
keeping him a cool head. Because despite whatever, I thought he had a very very good World Cup. Martinez. I thought it was excellent how he
yeah, I did.
played.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
they played,
Aside from all that,
not how they carried themselves or conducted themselves, how they played.
yeah,
I thought they
yeah,
were excellent defensively.
yeah they were. Martinez, as a player,
Hmm.
aside from the conduct and the antics and everything else, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But you've got a Beckham situation from '98 here,
Mm.
where he had to have security. The United fans turned on him as well for a while.
Hmm.
It was the same with Rooney and Ronaldo, 2006 quarter-final, England Portugal.
Yeah.
Some of the United fans turned on them too as well, and those two, Ferguson had to have a word, sit down with them, and say, "Look, sort it out." I think Carrick will do that with Martinez.
Hmm.
I hope Irola does that with McAllister at Liverpool. But yeah, as for Argentina and their conduct for the whole tournament, it has been questionable. And it's got to the stage where FIFA are like, maybe we should look into this. But then yeah, as I say, it's sad that the World Cup's over, but we have something
We're
more
back to
exciting.
league football.
Yes, we're back to normality.
Oh, I've missed it. It's the first time for years. I'm so excited in general, like for a West Ham season. I'm so excited for the championship.
How am I? For very different reasons, because it's our first season in the championship in 62 years.
Lincoln City, by the way, just in case people go, who's he support? Lincoln City and
Oh, the Red Imps. Yeah, even though I've got Manchester as red,
Manchester United.
please,
Yeah.
yes, and Borussia Dortmund as well. Don't forget the dear old Dortmund, the mighty black and yellow from Germany. Come on. Um,
I think I think it's one of those where this transfer market as well has just been insane. I mean, even over the World Cup period as well, you think you've had some mad signings with Elliot Anderson. What was it 115 million? You had Morgan Rogers, who's gone for an
yeah,
obscene price to go to Chelsea. I mean,
yeah.
Tielemans as well. And then you think
Tielemans
with,
and Santos
yeah, you've
for
had
United.
You've had
Wow.
Fernandez, Tonali. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just been and Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. I mean, there's already been so many big money moves already, and I think we're only just going to have more come along as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now in our one of our episodes, you said to me, United can generally win the title, Premier League I'm talking about now. United can win the title. Ask me after the first 2 months,
You
and then
nervous?
I might believe
It's really, do you know what? There's one thing, and it's really hard to call at the moment because I still think it's going to be at yourselves and Arsenal. But the one thing I'm going to say about Arsenal at the moment as well is the fact of they need to buy players because every player they tried to go for so far, Morgan Rogers they missed out on. They were looking at Tielemans, Vinicius Junior they've just missed out on. I remember they weren't the primary candidate for Fernandez from West Ham, but they were certainly in the mix to try and get him, and they just never capitalised on collecting these players. They've really just got to go and meet the demands of what they've got the money. They've got the money to
you.
go and do it. They just need to meet the demands of actually they're going to go buy these players.
Yeah. If Vinicius Junior is listening to our podcast, I have a message for him. Please come to United. We would love to have you. Okay. You'll be made captain, I'm sure. Okay. Just please.
He
Because
looks
we
like he's
could do
staying
with
though.
you. I'd like to have you. If
Hmm.
Arsenal can't have you, we will. Hopefully.
What do you think Manchester United need now in their team? What positions do you think need to build up? And the other question is, do you feel you have the squad depth to compete? Because it's not just the Premier League you've got
I
to think about.
I think we still need to bolster up attack wise,
Hmm.
like as in strike force, not so much midfield. I think midfield might be covered, but defence and strike force would be the main two now. I think.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I have not quite kept up with pre-season, but there have been a few pre-season matches. United are on the tour, or currently on tour at the moment, and they've impressed, very impressed, like big wins. Okay, it's pre-season, you can't really read too much into it, but
Bar Wrexham.
bar Wrexham,
Mind
obviously,
you, that I
yes.
mean, look, I think Wrexham are going to get promoted this season, but that's a conversation a bit. So I don't think. But yeah, I agree. It's pre-season. You shouldn't be bothered about the results. I mean, we beat Stevenage 5-0. We drew with Rangers 0-0. I mean, I haven't been, and I think did we draw Southend 1-1? I mean, yeah. I just sort of think, look, as long as the players are getting, some minutes and getting some
Could I
game time and up in their confidence bit of
uh,
goals, I think it's good.
could I say after pre-season about the Premier League? It's coming home. The Premier League's coming home to United to Old Trafford.
I just think to myself, it's a really hard league to call, but I'm still going to edge it to Arsenal at the moment because I just think what they
Yeah,
have already, but they've got to make a couple of attacking signings because I just think they're going to be weak at points. They're going to lack goal scoring. I think I mean, they, I just think you need two like they need a winger desperately, especially now
I
with
think the
Trossard
pressure's
going.
on Arsenal. I
Hmm.
do believe the pressure's on Arsenal to defend their title with what they've got.
Yeah,
Now, United have done this quite successfully with what they've got, and Arsenal did back like 20 odd years ago. Um, gave it a good shot at defending the title, but this time I don't think they will.
mm.
Now, I'm going to say if United don't win the title, I have a funny feeling that we're going to have a surprise Premier League winner. I mean, we said in our phone call the other day, I thought Bournemouth, but that might be pushing it a bit.
Bournemouth,
Um, maybe because they've been knocking on the door in the top 4 or 5 for a while, and
Bournemouth,
how they do things. Well, you never know. In football, you never know.
true,
I mean, no one gave Leicester a cat nails chance when they won the Premier League ten
mm.
years ago, and look what happened.
True.
You look at me going, Bournemouth, really? Somebody probably looked at somebody and go,
You could have
Leicester,
said Spurs, and
really?
I would have gone, "Oh, that could be." You never know. Or Tottenham or who they bought. It's
Yeah,
the.
Tottenham are far too unpredictable
hmm
for
Mind you,
me
though,
to say,
they spent very wisely. I think they've overspent, but they spent on good
yes.
quality, and that's what they've done. You want players, you go spend by.
Well, they shouldn't be in the situation that they were in last season. I
I
can tell
don't
you
think
that now.
I don't think Spurs could afford to be in another relegation battle. Do you know what I mean? That'd be
But
this
if
be the
they
third
are,
season, and if they are, then this club is on the downfall. Then I don't think I
uh,
think I don't think you
yes.
can class them as a big six anymore if they're down the bottom, down nearly down there as well. And I think I don't think they will be because I think they spent and I think they've addressed the issues they've got. And I think, look, I know obviously Van der Ven and Romero had their issues last season, but they did start to come good towards the end. And I truly think that they are two top centre backs if they can keep hold of them. I'm a little bit surprised with Romero, given that I thought he wanted to leave. I'm just not sure if there's been any interest, but we'll see. Maybe like new management was the thing for him, and that's what he needed to stay.
Um, but we shall see in terms of Premier League. Um, for West Ham and Lincoln, and I mean, obviously, we'll be playing each other this coming season, which so I'm gonna call this the McGilli-Park Derby. Yeah, why not?
Do you know? I'll say this really quickly as well, mate. I mean, with West Ham, I've been nothing but impressed how the way that the club has handled being relegated. I mean, it was devastating the way that we went down. I mean, you
I think
think
you'll get promoted this season automatically.
you
Well, that's
think as
my
well that whole 11 squad, bar two, all of them are chosen to stay.
yeah,
And we've only lost Fernandez, which I only thought we'd get 65 million for him at best. We got 85, which was outstanding amount of money. Then you think we've sold Somerville, which I thought he was about to go Roma for maybe 50 to 60 million. Instead, he's gone to Al Hilal, I think it was. He went to in the Saudi league, and we got him for 65, I think. So
hmm,
it's been very, very good business. And the fact now that we can go out and buy players and what for me because you think we've got that whole side there, most of that team have played consistent Premier League football, so you've got a Premier League back spine there. I mean, I for me I think we need another centre back. I think a centre back has got to be the priority because I can't see Diassi coming, which is such a shame, given he
yeah,
was such a good loan player for us last season. Though I don't know how he's going to be getting game time at Chelsea. That's why I think it makes sense to come to us, but he is a Premier League player without a doubt. But if we can get a centre back and then I might say a winger. And I really think if we can get two good players in those positions, I mean, like top, like championship players, I truly believe that we can come back first time of asking. But
yeah,
it's going to depend who we get in those positions because now with you could say with midfield, but we got James Ward-Prowse and Maxwell Cornet who can come play in those positions if we need them. It's a shame about Alvarez leaving, but he's been on loan now last season. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot he was already there. But yeah, and I think it's a shame with Todibo because he wants to go, but I think that's more of the fact that he wasn't played enough last season, and I think he's sort of just outraged by it, and we didn't really see much of him anyway. So it's all there. I just think the priority is a winger and a centre back, and as I say, I don't want to get ahead of it because I think anything can happen in football,
yeah.
especially because we've got Burnley first game, which is going to be one of the tough games of the season, but. There's so many teams that you could argue to go. I think Wrexham will do it. I think it'll be out of Wrexham, Millwall. I think Borough will be up there. I mean, I suppose
I,
yeah, West Ham will be in the mix. Wolves.
yeah, I think West Ham will go up automatically. I think you'll probably comfortably win the league, maybe.
I love that. I hope so.
Um, Lincoln for us, I mean, this is going to be a journey that no Lincolnite has ever been on before, unless you're a certain generation. If we can finish 10th to 15th, like probably mid table, we've made a few signings, and yeah, I mean, here we go. And we've got a new refurbished stadium as well.
hmm
So yeah, we're going up onwards and upwards in the world, and you never know. I say there might be a surprise Premier League winner. Lincoln may spring up a surprise, and go to the playoffs
Oh
and get
no,
promoted to the Premier League.
I saw it coming before you said it. I knew you were going to say that.
But but that is delusion talking. Realistically, I personally realistically believe
What football
10th,
does.
10th to 15th would be an absolutely immense season. Stay in the championship for a couple of seasons, then dream big.
I
And
think
then we can start thinking about Old Trafford away, ole, ole.
I think one of the teams that we just need to speak about with wrapping up the episode as well is in particular Newcastle United regarding Eddie
Yes.
Howe's exit departure, which I'm gonna say something a bit crazy. I wasn't surprised really that he wanted to go, given in the last year, you think they've sold all their best players. You think they got rid of Alexander Isak, which will actually probably turned out to be a good thing, given how injured he's been and how much money they got for him. You've had Tonali go to Tottenham for 100 million. Anthony
Yeah.
Gordon's gone to Barcelona for around 70 million. And
Yeah.
Bruno G has also been linked with Arsenal and he looks heavily linked to leave. I mean, they've lost all their best players.
They've
And
lost the
I
core.
think Eddie Howe's sitting there thinking, well, what? I'm the one who's going to get all the abuse if we're not doing well. I
It's
genuinely see them near the relegation zone, not going down, but they'll be near it.
it's similar to just quickly. It's similar to how Oliver Glasner was when he was at Crystal Palace. Now he's at Forest, um, which great move for him. Um, Look, honestly, I mean, I feel sorry for Newcastle. I am surprised, but not overly shocked, if that makes sense, at the fact that Eddie Howe is leaving. But he leaves with his head held high and will forever be part of the Geordie nation after winning the League Cup.
And what he did,
Um,
where he took him as well. I mean, I remember them
where
coming
he
and
took he took them to Champions Leagues.
and when they're almost, I mean,
Yeah,
I remember because I remember we had a really good season on the more. That was the season we had got onto the semi-final of the Europa League, and I remember
mm,
they only finished just behind us in the end, and we almost ripped them off to get relegated. That was when Mike
yeah,
Ashley just finished up, wasn't it? But I think the problem is that was when, which was such a shame because obviously they got bought out by the multi-billionaires, and then FFP got introduced to basically protect the big six, which was a bit. They brought in the financial fair play at the time when Newcastle got bought out because Newcastle at that time were linked with Mbappe, Neymar as well, which was crazy to then think that they're going to give them all the money they want to bring them, and then obviously now they can't because they have to stay within their confinement, so what they can spend, which is it's a shame really. So they can't do much unless you've been consistently playing the Champions League.
yeah. Speaking of Newcastle, we must end on very sad news about the sad passing of Kevin Keegan, who died a couple of weeks ago at the age of 75. Was England manager from 1999 to 2000, captained England in 1976 to 1983, captained the Three Lions at Euro 1980 and Spain 1982 at the World Cup. Played for Scunthorpe, Southampton, Liverpool, Hamburg, and Newcastle, and managed Newcastle, Fulham, and Man City in the 90s, from 92 to 97 for Newcastle, 2001 to 2005, and 98 in Fulham. And he won domestic honours in Germany with Hamburg and with Liverpool. And he, as I say, he sadly passed away at the age of 75. All of us here at the McGilli-Park podcast pass on our condolences to his family.
Well said. Anyways, you guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of the McGilli-Park podcast. If you have enjoyed the episode, please hit that like button. And also to not forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content. Please leave your comments below. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League this season? And ultimately, who's going to get relegated? And the bigger thing that you could answer for me is, do you think West Ham United will get promoted at the first time of asking? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below.
And also, to add to that, where do you think the mighty Red Imps of Lincoln will finish? I'm hoping 10th to 15th, but who knows?
We all need that ambition you have, my friend. I'm hoping you stay up, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, thank you very much and all take care. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me. Take care.